What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video, and as you saw from the title, it's a bit of a different video. I just want to break down this block of triples within each discipline, so squats, bench and deadlift, and look at each week and see where my top triples were, what increased or decreased from week to week, and how I might have gotten better or not. So let's jump right into it. Squats. In week 1, I would say the keyword was adaptation. I wanted to get back into full equipment. I had trained with suit straps down previously for several weeks, but putting the straps up makes such a difference in a squat suit, and it feels completely different. There's a lot of different tension on you, and you definitely need to work not against it, but with it. In week 2, we also tried something completely new. I got a new suit. It was tighter than my previous one, and it was completely new, so it was never worn before. It was extremely tight, and it was very hard to hit somewhat of a deep squat, but it was not really manageable, to be honest. And so I called it after the 295, which obviously moved very easy, but there's nowhere that this is squat depth. So I need to work on getting back into equipped squats, relearning almost the movement to be able to use this tighter suit. My block highlight was definitely in week 3, where we managed to hit depth with the larger suit at a decent pace as well. So the strength definitely was there, and there's still a lot of left in the tank. And if you see the 300 times 3, it's also very promising where the top end strength will be with this suit. Week 4, once again, the foreign feeling. I alternated the squat suits, so we moved decent weight, we moved it fast, but regardless there was a lot of tension and power behind the suit, just not the depth yet. So I'm very much wondering at this point what weight I will need to get down with this suit. The next discipline will be bench. So let's look at bench in week 1. I used a completely new shirt that I haven't used before, and it worked extremely well. And you will see that these were probably one of the speediest reps I did on bench throughout this entire block. Because on week 2, I swapped shirts. I put on the Super Katana SS, which is a very hard shirt with extremely tight material. It was extremely hard to even get a touch, let alone get to a comfortable bottom position and then press the weight. There was a lot of tension on my elbow and forearms, and I would say also that this heavily influenced how the rest of the block went, because this definitely induced some amount of elbow tension and elbow pain in my forearms.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
So in week 3, I didn't want to give up, so I switched back to my last shirt, and as you will see, I actually failed to get good reps on the first 2 attempts of this top set triple. So in my second attempt, I was actually able to more or less power through, but it wasn't really a good set, so I didn't count that either. But instead, on the third one, I was able to get the first 2 with a good bridge, good technique, good point of touch on the chest, and then pushing it up with speed with the help of the shirt and actually working with it for once, and like I was able to do in the first week. So this was definitely in hindsight one of my highlights too on bench in week 3 as well. And in week 4, we once again went back to using a belt, which made it impossible to go down with weight until I put on 240 and actually hit that for a double here, which was definitely surprising, but I guess there was a lot of power there to press the weight up, and it's likely that I will be able to at least then press to 50 in competition, which is pretty decent, going up from my previous best in competition of 217. So bench definitely overall over the block, something that was very inconsistent with constant doubles instead of the triples, but I guess we'll take it anyways. The deadlifts, not recorded in week 1. So I had a very easy week 1. I believe I just hit a triple with 245. And then we jump into week 2. And week 2 was an easy entry point as well to create momentum with the equipment. So the weights here moved well. I was able to get the feel of the suit again, and the suit actually helped me once again to create more tension in the beginning of the lift. As you can see, the bar is bending quite a bit, and then push my hips through hard. That was definitely the moment where I felt like, yep, at least deadlifts are exactly how they felt 8 months ago and didn't really change that much. So week 3, we put on 10 kilos more, I believe, and we increased to 85. They did not feel too great though. I remember on that day I had a little bit of an ache in my adductors. I accumulated quite a bit of aching and pain in my body, so I had to fight that additional to my usual knee pain. And then week 4 rolls around and I'm like, let's test my new suit, because I also got a new deadlift suit. The sumo suit was very tight, but it did not help me at all get into a proper starting position by pulling in all the slack from the bar. So I'm actually right now deadlifting with a very large squat suit, which only benefits or supports my adductors, which helps me tons, because the adductors and the hips are the main body parts, I would say, which I use for deadlifting to push in to the bar and get the lockout as fast as possible. These are just the main areas I need support, and not around my entire back, because I trained my back very hard in the off season, and I'm very sure that I have a lot of strength there to keep the bar even with higher weights without needing a super tight suit. So thank you guys for watching. Just wanted to put like a little block recap. I would say squats went okay, with the highlight being week 3. Bench was very much unpredictable, with only the first week going according to plan. So it will be interesting to see how bench will go, and deadlift being the most consistent, even though I did not have a week 1 in deadlifts, makes me feel good, because I can count at least on 2 lifts to be good, and then the other one we'll have to see, but this is always the case in equip. That being said, guys, wish you all the love, all the power. Have a good one.